This new restaurant in Wilmington almost always has a customer inside waiting to order food. The friendly ambiance is coupled with some classic rock music playing in the background, as the staff that operates like family gear up for a very busy day.
Welcome to Wilmington Eats. There's nothing in the fridge. On today's episode, we'll be exploring Code 1 BBQ in Wilmington. Come on in.
I am Erica Marchant. I am chef and co-owner of Code 1 BBQ, and we are located at 211 Main Street in Wilmington, Mass. My husband and I have always loved barbecue, and we would watch all of the shows and, follow the big barbecue people. When COVID hit, we were able to spend a lot of time creating smoked meat and foods and honing our skills, and everybody that we would invite over once COVID started dying down was like, you have to sell this. And it's so good. And it's something we had already been thinking about. We always wanted to run our own business. And so we decided, hey, let's start catering and see if anybody wants some barbecue. My favorite dish to make is the mac and cheese and the cornbread, actually. But the mac and cheese is our signature dish. It's based on an old family recipe. The most popular, I'm gonna say, is actually the cornbread, which was a surprise. And our cornbread is made with local honey that we use from the Hip Bee, and they're based out of Billerica. Right now we're going to make some cornbread. We make honey cornbread and cheddar cornbread, so I'm just gonna make the honey cornbread today. I tend to use my hands when I'm making the cornbread because it actually is faster, and then I can feel the consistency of it. So once I mix all this together, I make a well in the center. And then I add my wet ingredients. We get eggs, buttermilk, and of course the honey from the Hip Bee. I've always been a big fan of the farmers markets, so we've always gone and would get fresh local stuff. And even at home in my own cooking, and because I have food allergies, it's really important that I know where I'm getting my food from. So everything I use is as much as I can straight from the source. And so we met the Hip Bee through the local community, and they deliver honey. And one day I said, I need honey, and they delivered it to me, and I started using it in the cornbread, and that was that. The story behind the cornbread is, I'm not a baker. It's one of the only things that I really bake, and I bake it really well. But the cornbread is sort of a specialty, and it's something that it's really easy to make. I've simplified the recipe and starting to use the local honey, and it's become extremely popular. And we went from selling single slices to people ordering dozen cornbread when they come in for their meals to bring home. So we're making dozens of cornbread all day long. Sean and I always joke around because we're complete opposites. There are things like going to the movies don't work out for us, like going out to dinner sometimes doesn't work for us. So once we started working together, we realized that we could have something fun we do together that we enjoy, and then, we don't have to worry about, trying to force ourselves to spend some time together. And it can be tricky bringing a marriage into a business. So it's important to communicate and know how to separate those two things. It's really based on our own unique individual talents. My husband, Sean, was an HVAC service technician who then grew to a management role. And so he's really great with the HR side, the people management side, the customer service side, all of that stuff. I, on the other hand, I'm an author and a writer, and I'm more on the marketing side and the business side of things. And I've opened a couple of businesses. I run a few different businesses. I helped other people open up their businesses. So it was really a matter of, what are you good at and where do you shine and what do I shine? And we split it up that way. So he does all of the meat and I do all of the sides. Right now we're serving lunch and dinner, but we do hope to open up for breakfast in the future, probably sometime in the spring once it starts getting warmer out. We'll open up for breakfast on Saturdays and do things like brisket breakfast bowls and sandwiches and things like that. What we do with this mac and cheese right now is we serve it plain mac and cheese, or we'll serve pulled pork mac and cheese, brisket mac and cheese all mixed in. And because it's made fresh and from scratch, we always have a hot pot of cheese to ladle on top of everything. So you get, the ladled cheese on top. And while we're doing this is vegetarian because it has cheese in it. But we do offer vegan meals. So our barbecue sauces, the Texas Red is vegan. The Carolina Gold and the Alabama White are vegetarian because the Carolina Gold actually has honey in it as well. And we use the same honey for the cornbread as we do for the Carolina Gold. Everything's made from scratch here, all 100% our own recipes. The entire restaurant is peanut free, tree nut free, it's soy free, and sesame free.
Look at that.
So my relationship to Code One Barbecue, I started following them on the farmers market circuit, and I met them at the Wilmington Farmers Market, and then I checked them out on Facebook, and I just fell in love with their story. I mean, it's just regarding Sean being a veteran. My father was a veteran in World War II. He was an Air Force veteran, worked on the crews, fixing the fighter jets, getting them back into order. And I just met them as a couple also, and I just fell in love with them. It was just perfect. And they said that they were looking for a space in Wilmington, and this came available. And I said, I'd like to come on board. So Erica said, okay. So this space, actually, it's almost like Cheers. People come in, they're just so happy for us and the success that has started. It's just a really, it's a long day, but it goes really, really fast because we're having so much fun. We're having fun in the kitchen. We're having fun with our customers coming in. Everybody's just been so supportive. Pulled pork and Brussels sprouts with bacon. Just love it. And a side of mac and cheese every once in a while. And then the cornbread. There's everything. Everything is so good. So I just want to let you know that we're open Tuesdays through Saturday, 11:30 until we close. So we're open from 11:30 on. So come on down and enjoy it.
This is my first time here and I'm excited to be here. I ordered the pulled chicken sandwich, the Brussels sprouts with bacon, and the roasted potatoes. Oh my God, they are absolutely delicious. I plan on not only coming back, but bringing some of my friends with me.
So what did you imagine you'd be doing as a child? Was it always a restaurant for you?
It wasn't, actually. I'm an author, so I always just wanted to be a writer and just to have my own business. And I actually thought I would just get into catering.
So how originally did you get into the food business in general? What drew you to catering?
I love to cook. Many years ago, I was working in corporate America and not happy because, just sitting with the 4 gray walls, it just wasn't kind of like, I'm a creative, it wasn't where I wanted to be. So I made a choice. I said, I'm going to go to culinary school and I'm going to quit and I'm just going to work nights in the restaurant and make, earn
awesome.
money that way. And that's what I did. And it ended up being probably one of the greatest decisions I ever made. It's where my husband and I met.
So do you want to tell us about your day-to-day as a business owner?
I like to wake up first thing in the morning once I get the kids off to school. I do the breakfast and time with the kids, and then I jump right into the business side and social media side. As a business owner, especially a small business owner, social media is extremely important. So, and I like to get it all done and out of the way, before 10 a.m. And then I get into the business, the emails, doing inventory, all that other stuff. There's so many aspects to the business. And then I come in.
Fair enough. As a new restaurant in Wilmington, how do you think you've been received?
It's been amazing. We've been well received. We've gotten, congratulations from all the local restaurants. Everybody's been helping us out. We met some great people, and everything. And it's been, the community has been just outrageous.
Go Wildcats.
Yeah, go Wildcats.
So why specifically barbecue? Why not Italian or anything like that? What makes this special?
We've always had an affinity for barbecue, and unfortunately in Massachusetts, there really isn't that much barbecue. There's a couple of really good places that are sort of out, further away from here. And so everywhere we would go when we would travel or go on vacation, we would try to find barbecue places. And, nothing ever really met our expectations. And with my food allergies, a lot of the local places around here I can't eat at. They use certain types of products, like apple cider vinegar, apple wood, and I'm allergic to that. So we started making our own barbecue because we couldn't go to barbecue restaurants together. So that was like one thing we love to do and we can't do. So we started making it ourselves.
You're like, better up, you can't beat them, join them?
Yeah, you can't, exactly.
That's super cool. Would you tell us about your previous Code 1 location?
Sure. So we originally opened up as a caterer and pre-order dinner place, and we were in Woburn at a commercial kitchen. It was a shared kitchen where other companies also went in and cooked. So we couldn't sell out of the shop. There was no storefront. There was no way for people to come in and order food like there is here.
Why specifically Wilmington?
We live in Wilmington. We've been here for a little over a decade now, and as soon as we moved here, we fell in love with the community. We fell in love with the place. Like, we always just wanted everything to be local. We're all about the local business and supporting everybody. And when we took the kitchen in Woburn, we took that kitchen with the hopes that we would settle in Wilmington when a place became available.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Full circle.
Full circle, yeah.
Must be a whole lot of gratitude, the fact that you're at this point then.
Yes, yeah.
Taking that and looking forward, what type of aspirations do you have for Code 1 at this location?
We would love to grow, be able to get more seats in. I'd like to be able to have live entertainment on the weekends, a space for events so people can have events here and bring in entertainment and have barbecue catering at their event. We do pop-ups, we do markets, we do full service catering, so I just expect to grow. We're also going to be bottling our sauces, and we'll have merchandise, all that cool stuff. So,
what type of merchandise are we talking? The cool
besides,
logo?
T-shirts of the cool logo. We're going to have little animals made with with their own little T-shirts on it, and keychains, things like that.
Do you want to talk about the story of Code 1 in general?
Sure. So the Code 1 name comes from my husband, Sean Marchant. He's the pit master, and he was an Air Force veteran. He was a crew chief in the Air Force, and when we were sitting around, and this was pre-9/11, so it's been a little bit, but when we were sitting around doing the barbecuing and thinking, wow, we'd love to start this business, I had said to him, well, what do you think of a name? And he said, Code 1 Barbecue. And at the time I said, well, I don't know what that means either, but what it means is, as a crew chief in the Air Force, he worked on the jets. And when a jet would go off and come back, it came back with a code to tell you how broken it was. So he said his jets always came back code 3. They were always destroyed, broken. So our barbecue is Code 1 because Code 1 means nothing's wrong. It's perfect. So we are Code 1 Barbecue.
So thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for coming.
We're so excited to have you on Wilmington Eats.
We are excited. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and cut.
Nice. Good stuff.